Alright, it says I'm going live, but am I? Am I live? Am I live? Oh, it says I might be live. It's showing up as live here now. Alright. No, get away volume on my phone. I don't need you. Alright. Now I have double chat monitoring accessible, roughly. So, pull up the spread I'm working on here. Pull up reference. Pull up reference. Alright, so you guys can only see the one, but I have another sprite for color reference, and I have the original drawing of this Fakemon for other reference. So yeah, I'm just gonna get started here in a second. Keep that big. So I'm gonna start by just getting the palette situated, because this is not quite the same palette as the final palette will be. So I'm just gonna copy my colors from that. So I think this here is definitely needed. This here. This here. And that's the darkest tones. So this here becomes this here. And this becomes this. Oops. I managed to click on the wrong one because I forgot that the lightning has such a dark color at the one point. It's fine. Alright, so we got that. And then we have this color. Just the next one up. This color, which is the next one up. And we don't have the lightest color on this at all. Which is this color. So I'm just gonna put one pixel of the lightest just for now. Here, I'll put a little line of it because that's probably gonna be about like that. Alright, re-index it. And then I need to take the lightning colors. So darkest. Next darkest. And there's 4 lightning colors as opposed to this one's, I think, 3. So I'm gonna also have to just leave a dollop somewhere. So this. Oh, no, never mind. That is now the darkest. So that's that now. Because, my god, that was ridiculously dark. Alright. So yeah, I'm just doing touch-ups. Well, hello, Gwen. Alright. Just gonna just leave a couple dollops. And then let me open. No, because I can't just put it to that palette because this is actually a unique one. So yeah, I'll just slap the palette on. Alright. So now I get to do the fun parts, which include removing the existing electricity. Just gonna tuck these off in the corner. I left behind a chunk. Not entirely sure where that. Get rid of there. There we go. That's better. I have no idea if it's visible that I'm selecting it because both of the streams are in such low quality on my previews that I cannot tell if selection is visible. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like selection's visible. Alright, I had to look at my OBS preview window. Alright. So, what I'm gonna do is try to make sure that the structuring of this sprite matches the design. I'm gonna try to capture a little bit more of what was going on, because this is actually a relatively dynamic sprite for being such a simple shape. I don't want them to just sit there. So I think let's do this chunk. Let's just do this whole chunk with the mouth down. Put like that. Kind of doing something. And then we'll go with... I need to put some of this upward slightly. I don't know, I feel like that makes it too steep of an angle. I'm gonna go back a bit. Alright. I'm just gonna take this part. Because that's too sudden an angle. I see now why Mike did it like this. So I think I'm gonna take just the eyes up. It's not quite just the mouth down. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bring this part more firmly down. And then soften how firmly down this end is. Yeah, no, but I think I'm just gonna keep it like this. Maybe. Because it's... I don't want it to look too distorted and wacky. But it needs to have enough distortion going on. So I think I'm also going to make this side a little bit taller. I'm just sitting here staring at my reference image and like comparing little bits and pieces of them. I think I'm actually gonna fix his mouth more like what it is, because it's more like this. Just got mirrored in the process of spriting it, I suppose. But he's also... it's almost more toast-shaped. I feel like it should be kind of like this. Just to add a little bit more of the sense of an angle there. I'm gonna round his eyes more because they're actually kind of round in his art. It is tricky to round this eye more though. So I might just have one eye that's more rounded that way, and one eye that's more rounded this way. No, that doesn't really work, because I'm looking at the original, I'm like, no. So I think I'm going to get rid of this. And we'll keep that. I think there's only going to be... Let's do this. He looks kind of shocked. I don't know, I'm going to try to make him look disinterested again, because that was kind of the vibe he was given. Because he actually has a little Zapion, and that's actually one thing I'm going to add back. So it's, he has like a little Dorito. I'm going to put it out here. Alright, so we got like a little bit of like his sigh going on. Alright, now I'm gonna actually go through this and do what I can to kind of bring some sense of like the actual light to him. Because like, he is emitting light. Huh? Yeah, it's just buffering on my phone. Well, hello, Abby. So I'm trying to bring some semblance of, like, yeah, there's light running down him because he's, you know, he's in fact lit. So that's also going to mean harsh light here. And here. Actually, I might not go as harsh. Yeah, I'm gonna limit my harshness because I'm realizing the other one that I did that was more harsh was because like electricity was blasting off the eyes. So I'm gonna just give it like a little bit of a lightness, but not quite. Like there's definitely, it's lighter around it, but it's not gonna be as harsh as I was doing with the other eye. Just gonna soften it some. I don't think, no, I haven't shown Party Duck at the very least. I don't even remember if I fully showed off Duck. Give me a second here, I might slap him in somewhere in the OBS thing. I think I'm gonna actually do something I did with the other one I'm looking at, and I'm going to make his mouth. Oh wait, if I switch to this, does it cause flickers when I change to what I'm looking at and switch back? Here, I'm gonna take a color from the other. No? Alright. Okay. So, he's gonna have a really dark mouth for a little bit. It's fine. He'll look normal soon. Alright, so I'm gonna put that. What do I have going on up here? Yeah, this one's all one flat one, but I'm gonna go more dynamic. Alright, so let's start pulling some other colors in to these outlines, because they don't need to be as hard as they are. Yeah, this is like the main outline color up here. This can reasonably, yeah, brightest, normal bright, in my outline. I'm trying to think of how I have this one for now. Okay, so we got bright. Okay. So I don't need this to be shaped like that. All right, I'll throw Party Duck in right now. Give me a second. I have to. I'm just gonna copy this, paste a duplicate. It's gonna be random sprite 5. I'm gonna do area scaling. And it's going to be, let me find them. Sprites, Party Duck. Alright. And then I'm going to scale them. Plop them in a corner. Party Duck. I'll just get here. I'll slap Party Duck in with my other random sprites that I have. Cool. So that's Party Duck. It's Duck, but he's ready to party. Alright. Now I can jump back to GIMP. This is a trickier one for me to decide what I want to do with it. Just because, like, there's like this whole section in the back that's just like, what do I want to do with that? So I don't know if I need this to do this. I think it's better if it does something like this. Yes, that wonderful being, Duck, but he ready to party. All right. then, you know, I'm realizing part of my difficulty here is that it's just difficult to see everything. I can just make a new layer that's, you know, a color that I'm not really working with right now. Ah! Not the clipboard. Undo that. Just foreground color, there we go. Okay. Now I can kind of see what I'm doing better. Maybe if I added a little dither, I'd be slightly happier with that. Yeah, that kind of softens it a bit. I'm finding ways to make this satisfy me more. Actually, I want this to be aligned. Oopsies. So I'm gonna up. That's a little nicer. Okay. So let's make this not as ridiculous. So I think this is going to be the dark tone. Say this is the medium tone. Actually, no. This needs to be the dark tone. This needs to be the medium. And this needs to be the light. Look at him go. Honestly, I think this is one of my favorite Cellecktrics, just because he's so exasperated, confused, and goofy looking. So I'm like trying everything I can to like make him carry those vibes. 'Cause this little man wacky. Let me see, how have I been structuring? Yeah, so it's a little bit lighter and it's kind of randomly darker. I think I'll do something like that. Can I give it some like sparks coming off? Actually, I'm going to put these somewhere not at the top, because they're kind of in the way there. And I'm going to change the color of my like random so that I can see stuff layer, so that I can see the electricity. Alright, so this is the part that I get the wackiest compared to the original, because I try to replicate the like artworks pose again to just get it a little bit more accurate if I can. So I'm just going to take this, and we're going to go kind of like this. And kind of go down, probably to about here. And kind of about down to here. And then we go down to about here. And then from here, got that. This probably has some wacky electricity. Here, let's try kind of coming upwards. And then with the other one, it's pretty much straight across here. Goes up a little bit higher than the other. I feel like it has too much girth, so I'm gonna try to like narrow it a little bit. I'm gonna try to see if I can do more to shape this little bit. Alright, that works. I think this goes up too much is one of my issues here. So I'm gonna like kind of nudge it down. Okay. And then let's take this zippy boy, because I try to keep the like bolts of electricity coming off of it in roughly the same places. Alright, so it's about here. I got this that comes kind of like here. I got this, which comes from the corner. I might remove this shock specifically just because it would clash with the little tiny baby shock. And I don't want it to do that. Okay, so let's try. Yeah, it works. And then this just kind of comes off like that. And this comes off like that. And then it's just a matter of recoloring the electricity to make it look pretty. Okay. So yeah, I think this section here could use some lightning. No pun intended. All right. I think I need to balance the colors a little more. Alright. Start moving on to this one. Alright, I think I'm gonna add a little bit of just like a spot where it's like, the electricity's kind of lighting this up a bit. I think these. And now I'm going to do some tweaks to the little mouth bit. I'm going to make this line here the lightest color. I think I'm also going to take, I think I'm going to do it the way I did it in the other one, which I kind of shaded it. I think that looks pretty good. And I'm gonna take a look and see. As for the eyes, the line kind of carries through them in the art. I don't know how well I'm gonna be able to convey that. So if I did that, it almost makes them look disinterested. Maybe if I did it not as dark. And then kind of lit the eyes slightly. Well, that kind of looks like an exasperated little battery boy. So let's get rid of that layer. I'm gonna do some like last checks to see how the shading feels and like the outline variations. I think they seem pretty reasonable. Might not do that like that. Well, what if I did that? No, I feel like that adds too much body to the eyes. Oh, alright. No, I think this little guy will do. He seems pretty good. And then now... Also, this is Cellecktric D. So you've been watching me sprite the D. The past... How long did it take me to do? 40 minutes! Jeez. It's also funny because Cellecktric is, unfortunately, the 34th Pokemon in our decks. So I'm gonna pop him into the layout alongside the original. Alright, so 34D. And then we'll make him visible. Wow, he is centered so differently. He is centered so differently. because he's actually centered. Yeah, his mouth is certainly smaller, but I think it works. Alright. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shiny palette. And I have to manually apply the colors from this as well. So that's going to be fun. It won't take too long, but... Let's see, we got darkest outline. Check. This is the color that they're... Yeah, they're all this color. I was like, which tone? And then I was like, yeah, no, because the other one has the, what, red top? Yeah. So... getting all of these light colors, and now I think I can start applying. We got bop, 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 and we got okay. There's a purple. Alright, and then now I need to get the electricity. Alright, because this one is no different than the others. Yeah, just purple and yellow. Same palette as all the rest. Except for the ones that have a couple extra colors. They're fancy. Okay, got that. All right. That's a shiny Zippy Zoppy baby. Alright, so that's Cellecktric D shiny. I can scale them later. In the meantime, I'm just gonna jump into the next one. This one's actually gonna be probably kind of difficult, just looking from his structuring, like how his electricity flows. He's gonna be a tricky one, because his electricity like makes it so that I can't just remove it as easily. I have to do some rebuilding if I'm gonna remove it. But like, I don't know, it's not too hard to rebuild little bits of him. I have reference, so I'm gonna go in here and change the focus of GIMP to this one. Yeah, there we are. Look at that. Okay. So I'm going to try to remove all this electricity from this. This is the last Cellecktric I have. I'm assuming that this one is coming off this lightning, and that the other one is coming off the eyes. So we're just gonna plop that down here, and we're gonna rebuild his body. So I think this. Trying to see, why is it like this and not like this? That's better. Alright, so just let's see. 2 not visible. Easy. that was actually surprisingly easy. So these are the same colors that's on this guy. So I think one thing I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna look at his reference. Oh man, he's the least interested actually. Why does he look so angry? I'm gonna make him just look disinterested again. I'm gonna fully retool these eyes. Because we already have Angie ones. Can undo this Angie. Undo the Angie. And then it's basically just kind of like that. Honestly, I might even make it a little shorter. That looks more concerned than... Yeah, that's better. Alright. the simplest of them. Eye-wise, he's not feeling it. He's just, you know, he's kind of just like, I don't know. Battling is not passing his vibe check. Okay. All right. So let's tweak this slightly. Okay, I think I can just start pulling colors now. So let's take this, because this is the main outline, main shadow, main normal, main light. Let's get main shadow, or main outline, shadow, That's not the right color. That's the right color. So this here was a different color, and it not really for any particular reason. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this one back in, and this one is going to swap with it. So yeah, this is, I'm going to bring the darkest outline back and bring this to be the normal outline. But since this is the main outline color, it's just going to be most of this. So I'm going to get my shades of red, because I'm trying to keep all of them like visually consistent color-wise. So like if one has red, it's going to have the same red. If one has gray, it has the same grays. Alright, so let's see. You get this color, you get this color, you get this one, and you get this one. Oh, that was actually remarkably similar. All right. I'm trying to think, because most of the others have an electric mouth, and I get that this one doesn't in this, but I also kind of want it to match the others in that sense, so I might bring the electricity back to his mouth. I'm just going to pull the actual electric colors real quick. Alright, so okay. So let's see about using, let's say, second lightest, the bottom using the darkest, actually. Yeah, I think that works a little better. And then actually, let me go back real quick because I need to pull the lightest color of gray again because I haven't used it. So I'm going to put it like here. I'm just going to put it here so that there's actually some. Alright, now I'm going to reindex. And then for these, I'm going to make them a lot. So those are now a lot lighter. I'm gonna bring a little bit of this in because this goes like right down here. So I want to like at least have, even if it's not visible in the end, like a suggestion that yeah, it is going past it. Sharpen that edge. This use a color that I'm not going to have anywhere there. I'm kind of liking the vibe this guy's giving off though. This like, I don't know, man. Like, he's almost like the anxious battery. Can actually do some dithering here. There are really a lot of places on this one where you can actually dither, because there's not a ton of space in most of them. You are not an anxious battery. I have yet to see you try to electrocute someone. Well, accidentally electrocute someone. More so, not necessarily try. Alright. Well, this just goes like straight down until... Let's see, about the top of the eye. I'm gonna thin this a little bit. And then we flick upwards from here. Like that. That's actually pretty close to the art. I suppose. We'll give you that. Alright. So we're gonna go out to here. And then down from here to about here. And kind of like that. And then we go from like here to like here to like here and then to here. You know, that kind of works. It kind of works. Wait. No, that smooths it too much. Alright. Time to come back in with some colors. Alright, I'm trying to think of... And we'll just add like a couple dollops of darker Zappy. I need to have a little more like stuff going on in the middle of this. Right now it's still got a little bit too much order to it. So let's start pulling zippy zops out of here. Take this zippy zop, put on tip, and we're gonna I'm just a little reaching off, and then go here. We'll take this little zippy zop. This goes from about here. I'm gonna swap this to here. Like that. Yeah. Like that a little more. And then take this one. This one's kind of just like here. I'm gonna have it stand a little bit further. And remove this. Slightly restructuring it. And then similarly, I'm going to restructure this one some, because I don't think I want it to be so cohesive. So I'm going to kind of do that. This one just has like globs of electricity coming off. Could try to keep some of the form here, but I just don't want it to be so, you know, globby. think I'm gonna add a bit of a like thing coming off here. I'm gonna have a bit that shoots. Just like that. Alright, I think that's pretty good as the electricity goes. Not sure how I feel about this. I'm just gonna lighten that one. I think I'm also gonna try to loosen it some. Kind of tame this slightly. Alright, other than that, I think this is just about done. And I think I'm gonna Yeah, I kind of like his eyes. This is... He looks a little bit sad, so I might tweak his mouth some. But I don't know. I feel like his mouth is pretty good. Looking at him at the scale he'll be in game, he doesn't quite look as sad. I think the thing that makes him look the saddest is how light these are, but there's not much I can do to make them less light without making them look too dull, I think. No, I think that actually works. Okay. It's good enough. Add a little rumple there. It almost looks like a rumble, but it's just some dithering to make it look a little nicer. Tidy his face up a bit. Alright. And then this is 34. Except it's E. And then it's time to make the shiny. The shiny on this one I think is actually different than the shiny on the other one. Let me check. Don't have them open right now. Yes, okay. So he does have the purple, but he's actually different. So this is gonna be a fun one. So I'm gonna get my purples in. Alright. So let's see. Darkest purple. Check. Next darkest purple. Check. Next darkest purple. Check. Next darkest. Check. Oh, wait a second. I think I noticed a thing in the original, so I'm going to just open the original 34E. I'm going to take a look at this. Ah! I do still have one less color. Alright. So I just slightly dimmed a pixel. I'm going to slap them in, actually, because I forgot to do that. Alright, scroll into the 34s. So many 34s. 34E. Wow, they always look so much bigger almost, just because I lightened the outer line, and doing that does so much to lighten them, or to make them look larger. It's wild. Alright, so I've got the shades of purple that I need in. I'm going to do the shades of yellow next. But after that, that's where this one deviates. So we'll get ba, 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 and ba. Alright. Oh, that is so intense. I like it. Alright. So I'm going to dim the saturation slightly. Okay, so that's the normal color. I need a shaded color. Just that. I need an outline, which is just that. And I need... How much does this red change? 70 saturation, 90 saturation, so down 20. Okay, so I think I'm ready to start. I'm gonna make this darker, actually. I actually put something like that. I'm feeling like dimming it a little more, so I think I'm gonna go like in normal 15 increments. Just yeah, I think that makes it a little less intense. Now he looks kind of like he's sick because he's got the green, but I like it. I think the green's... That was a sick palette. It was a sick palette. Alright. So I can't really do anything more with these sprites until I send them in and have them formally approved or not approved. So I'm just gonna sit here and wrap this up so that I can send it in, see how Mike you know, stands on these slight touch-ups. Why did that one open all the way over here? Alright. Alright, so we got that. And then I just need recent, the original version of B that I have. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to send these into our group chat and see what Mike thinks. I'm done with the sprites for now. So let me just check. GIMP. What is my scaling for GIMP right now? What happens if I do this? Does it look nicer? I don't know if that looks any nicer. I hope that looks a little nicer, but I don't know. Yeah, so... yeah, that's 2 sets of touch-ups in an hour and a half. So I guess it makes sense. About 40 minutes for 2 would be, you know, about hour 20-ish. But this one was a little bit trickier, so... Alright. I am going to head out and do human things as humans do. If you join me for this relatively chill spriting stream, thank you so much. I actually just recently opened commissions, so if someone wants a sprite, a rough estimate on my pricing is about $5 for a standard 64x64. So like if you wanted a Gen 3 Pokemon, it would be about that much. I think for an 80x80, which is Gen 4 rather than Gen 3, I think that's about an estimate of $6. For a 32x32, like an Animal Crossing pattern, that's $3. So like, they're relatively affordable. If you want something animated, it goes up some, but every additional frame is half price, like beyond like the main ones. So if you wanted a sprite that had 2 frames, you would, then it was a $5 sprite. The second half would be $2.50. Like, so that whole second frame is much reduced. Yeah. I'm also offering touch-ups. I forget my exact pricing on that, but if you have some pixel art and you want me to touch it up, I also offer that at a... Well, actually, I don't have a set price for my touch-ups. That's right. Yeah, touch-ups, it varies because it's kind of based on the size, how much work needs done. Yeah. So if you want commissioned pixel art, I offer that now. You can find some way to get to me. I have a Twitter that you can message me at. I have a Facebook page that I don't use a ton. You can message me there. If you are in the Discord, you can message me there. And sometimes I will offer like wholesale touch-ups or sprites for things that I just think look really cool and that I would just want to do for fun. I just can't offer that with a time frame because that's going to just be whenever I feel like it. But yeah, that's all for today's stream. I'm going to go now and, you know, send these sprites in, see if they're good enough, and then probably relax for a bit. Yeah. I forgot I had water here this whole time. I'm good about drinking water. Yes, water. Alrighty. Thank you so much. I will see you guys whenever I return for another stream. Fun fact, it's going to be in a week. See ya.